Horse. Close. All right, good. So now we're working on third round through first black. And again, curriculum of the week, starting with 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. So we're on the 4th week of our rotation, curriculum rotation. So let's start off with glancing spear. Again, Mr. Lauer, Mr. Ramirez are with us today. So glancing spear, 2-hand wrist grab to the left wrist. So we pin and step back and pull. And then that's a reverse bow. At that moment, that's when you re-grab the wrist. Elbow strike to the ribs, that's in a neutral bow. And then do a striking check to the arm and spear up to the eyes. That's your glancing spear. That takes the weight off the front foot. So this next move is not as much as a kick to the leg, is a foot placement. So you sweep his leg and place it out in front of him to start getting him in a position where he's off balance and uncomfortable. You swept him towards 430, you're going to spin and technically sweep to 430 one more time. Not yet though. When you do this for real, it tends to make them do the splits. Alright? So he knows it's coming, so he's going to just fall back instead of doing the splits, but he's going to kick to 430 again, and he goes down. Immediately downward in the roundhouse kick. Okay? So one more time. Yeah, a different angle. So they turn and grab to the left wrist, he pins, steps back and pulls it, and then boom, elbow, and then glance the spear, sweep, and spin, kick, and downward loops. Okay? So the handwork is the same as gripping talon. So gripping talon, we would turn and pin, hand come underneath, and then simply turn and break their grip with if I turn our body. Nothing happens here. I fuse everything, break their grip, now I grab their wrist. That's gripping talon. So in this one, it's the same thing. But instead of stepping in like gripping talon, we pin the same way. We could step in and just break the grip that way. But we're going to step back, pull it with us, and see those fingers are bent back here. Pull it with us, break the fingers, and re-grab. Then elbow to the ribs, but it's boom, right away. As soon as you elbow, I don't want to just spear hand, because now I'm open for this arm. So I'm not doing a pressing check, and not even a pinning check. You're doing a striking check, just hit it, and boom, straight through his eyes. So I'm just going boom, straight in through his eye. But it's that strike, so in that moment from here, he had an idea of maybe, because I have to let go to strike him. The minute I let go, he might want to hit me. But instead of that, I'm just going to strike it away. I strike it down and boom, straight up into his eyes. Okay? So make sure you're coming here, here, here. That's why you hit your own arm. It's not your arm, it's actually their arm and then in front of you. Boom, spear hand to the eyes. Okay, one more time. And pin, step back, pull, pull. So we broke it. Now hits those ribs hard, boom, and then hit, and then sweep, spin the sweep, and downward and around. That's good. Good. Glancing spear. And now circular destruction. Circular destruction is for a step through, left, straight punch, and he comes in double parry back knuckle, off angle heel palm, hand sword in the back of the neck, hook the eyes, and rip the eyes out and strike. Okay? In opposite direction, step in, double parry, back knuckle, off angle, heel palm, hand sword, hook the eyes, and scoop. Good. So, Mr. Lauer, when he comes in this way, remember we're stepping in, boom. So, as I'm stepping in and turning, I pick it up with my front hand. So we're coming in and hit, but from that position, and I'm going to, in fact, let's turn around just a little, let's go right here. So he comes in again, and I come in and hit. From here, don't leave their arm to strike. See that space? There should be no space. When I hit here, I have two surfaces of his arm on contact. I have top and side. See, my arm is here and here. So he can't go up, and he can't come towards me. So it's not here, it's here. I want to get a little modicum of stability there. And as I do that, I'm going to slide up. So that's a check on two surfaces of his arm. I slide up and culminate at the jaw. But as you came, so you came here, you're going to slide up instead of just going to a forward bow. Again, we never stay in the same place. We're going to come off, hit. So I'm still, as I'm hitting, my forearm is still at the back of his shoulder, giving me a modicum, a little bit of protection, a little bit of a check. But that strike to here immediately comes to the back of the neck. So as soon as you come here, so you're coming 1, 2, 3. This strike, when it does it to the neck properly, it turns his head slightly. As soon as he does, I hook him with my 2 fingers, and I'm checking here. When you go to do this next move, I'm going to scoop underneath the groin and hook. See, my right hand and right foot are together. They're together. But the last thing that hits him is that heel pump. It's like you're wiping something off your shoe. Okay, so as he comes in, I'm coming. It's just as you hit. The minute this settles, just boom, right up. Don't come hit. Think about it. Hit as soon as I hit, right away. Then you're going to hit, right back. Boom. Hook those eyes. And again, my right hand and right foot move together. My left heel palm is to his left kidney. As soon as you come out, it's the last thing to hit. Last thing to hit. Okay? One more time. Slide up their arm with that, your left arm, slide up their left arm to the face. Boom. Yep. And opposite direction. And go. Pop, pop. Good. And moving on. And secure claws. Secure claws. So the attack isn't directly to your 3. It's not to your 6. It's roughly to your 430. All right. And step back, claw, claw. Step forward, break. Step out, strike the back of the head. And boom, boom. All right. Good. Go one more time. Same direction, same direction. That was pretty good. So step back, claw, claw. And step in. And boom, boom. Good. So when you're dummy up, Anthony, so when you're dummy up with your partner, try not to stand there. Try to stand more here. Because, again, when I stomp back, boom, I'm going to stomp. And if you're the person's partner, you don't want to get stomped on every single time. And you don't want to be engaging like, oh, I almost have your foot. Because that first step is just a stomp. And as I stomp, I said, don't slide your foot back and turn. You're just going to go, pop. And it's not a full step. So this, too, is different the way I learned from Mr. Parker than the way I learned it and knew it from before. It's not a full step back and then a front crossover and step out. That's how I first learned it. It's not a full step back and a full step forward and a full step forward. It's not that easy. So it's just a quick little step, boom, like you're stepping, hitting here, but you're hitting, boom, up here. Whenever you throw an outward heel palm claw, everyone knows, at this point you should know, it's an elbow first. So we're going to assume he's too close, but whatever. We step in, claw, so as my right foot lands, I'm thinking of clawing. Just as I settle, boom, claw again. And we're assuming he's still going to be hanging on, or he's close to it. So it was a short step, so that's not a full step. So I'm going claw, claw, and now a short step. Not a twist dance, because you don't get the rotation. In a twist dance, see this didn't turn? It's not giving much rotation, it's just giving depth. When I do a short step, boom, it tends to bust out that shoulder, and that's what you want. See all this rotation here? Although it was a short step. Now I come back, pop, hit. I'm going in this direction, and so is my weapon, boom. Come across, close. That's a forward bow. See how I'm coming all the way up here? That's to the solar plexus. And then come up your arm, guiding up your arm, contouring. See my fist palm is up. I rotate it in this way to a neutral bow. Don't go to reverse bow. If you look at this, if I'm in a forward bow, I go to my neutral bow and hit. If I pull my hips to a reverse bow, it starts pulling this away from him. I don't want to pull away from him. I'm close and I'm still, nice rotation, still close. If I go this way to reverse bow, I'm pulling away. No reason to pull away from the target. Okay, here we go. And, no, same. Whatever you did. Step back, claw, claw. Step in, break the shoulder. Step back, hit the head, and hit it. Nice. Okay? Alright. Secure claws. And blinding sacrifice. Blinding sacrifice. Very A. Parker technique. Okay, you're busting out the inside of the right ankle. face up. Well, I'll do this one. So we're here. So the attack on this is a stationary attack. A choke, grab, we're doing it for trying to choke. Stationary. He's not pushing, he's not pulling. They could, but the ideal phase, they're stationary. Thrusting wedge, the attack is a push. Thrusting wedge, he pushes here. Boom. Different attack. A lot of people seem to think blind saggers, thrusting wedge, are the same attack. They're not. And Mr. Parker spent a lot of time talking about this when he was deciding how he wanted this to be worded, what the attacks were, and why we do this and that. On thrusting wedge, we want to make sure we have a forward bow because it's a moving attack. It came in, and I make contact with his forearms. If I have a weak stance and he's pushing, even that frictional pull is going to knock me over. If I have that lock and then it spears out, his arms slide past my arms and my fingers right into his eyes. So that gives me the brace to withstand the frictional energy coming towards me. In blinding sacrifice, it's a stationary attack. So we're coming up this way. So yes, in thrusting wedge, we start here. In blinding sacrifice, you start the same way, but then it circles up and out. What's striking his arms? My forearms. I'm coming here and then striking out. This is striking out my arms, but what are my fingers doing? They're attacking the face and ripping up and out. So like Mr. Parker said, you should have claw marks in circles coming up, right, and arcs. That's when the claws came here and went up, because your fingers should go up and out, and they are claws. It's not a wedge like thrusting wedge. It's not a wedge. It's claws. Okay? So when we come up in the stationary, boom, right here. Now, whip them out. From here, I'm close, and I can reach him to his groin. We'll say that was the groin. Push, drag in, though, hit a lot harder. That way your shoulders come in and hit him as well. But I've hit the groin as I came in. Come behind and hit him in the kidney. To get power in this, that's a hard thing to get power in. Push, drag in reverse to give you some striking ability. So you're wide your hands come up, because you're still here. From here, horizontal flick, stick. So it's horizontal flick, stick. Flick, stick, and then right down. So on his shoulders, down to his arms. So does that. It circles back in though. 1, 2, smash, break. Okay? Let's do that, Anthony. Step in and claw out. And 1, 2, stay. He goes behind, strikes as he goes reverse, and then step in horizontal flick stick, strike down in the arms, circle back, smash head, smash face, and ankle. Okay? Mr. Lauer, you walk through one time on him. So he does 1, 2, grab, hit behind, 3, 4, 5, down, and smash. Good. All right. Blinding sacrifice. And number 20, broken ram. So again, for a front tackle, not running across the football field tackle, just ducking down in front of you, trying to get wrapped around the waist. So we start off like charging ram, 1, and then 2. Now at this point, this is sort of a what-if technique from charging ram. What if you're doing charging ram? Both your strikes, all your strikes land perfectly, but this person's a maniac, and that didn't stop them completely, and they got their arm around you. This could be a problem. So if they get arm around you, that presents an opportunity for us. We come around and punch under that arm and break the arm. So if they're going to get their arm around us, let's make them pay for that. Now, we want to sweep out a leg and hammer the fist. We're going to drag it up first though, and we're not going to back up into the ribs. You can. Nothing wrong with it. But ideal phase, it's not there because Mr. Parker and us, of course, want to work on footwork more than adding a bunch of little strikes. So he did a drag up. As he hooks to the groin, he releases, gets his hand ready, kicks out the leg in one direction and the jaw the other direction. Okay? One more time. Guard up. Same bit. And 1, 2. But he got his arm around. 3. Break it then. Come up, hook the groin, and get your fist ready. Kick out and go. So it's important. What Mr. Lauer was showing there, he's showing it very well, is once you did this last one and did a break, Yes, you can do all kinds of strikes. You can come around and do this. So one of the obvious ones, we hit here, but also hit here. So you're going, and then you're ready to go. Now you really whack them. Because now the face is there to hit. But not now. So we come around. This just comes into ready position as I come up. But this is the important thing. And Parker did this different than I did it. He says hammer in that direction, but kick their leg in this direction. So leg in one direction, hammer in the other direction. Has a different effect. And then he did it on me beautifully. Just kick the one leg out, my face goes the other way. So it's not the same direction. One more time. This is another one of these techniques. We can spend 30 minutes on this one. So 1, 2, 3. Come up, hook, and boom. Yeah. Yep. Tend to send them back this way, and with multiple injuries. Good. All right. And 10 cents. Horse. All right, good. So now let's move on to the second round techniques and work on those. Let's see. Broken gift. Broken gift. So handshake. And 1, 2, and 3. So short technique, same position, same position. So 1, grab under and strike. 2, turn, and 3, and 4. Doing good, so Mr. Ramirez. Good. So again, on 1, we had a technique earlier in the curriculum where we come on top and you can strike or grab. You're definitely grabbing with authority. This one's similar. You're coming in to grab, but hit it and grab with authority. So you're coming underneath. Step in, and it's not just a flapping elbow. Remember, flapping elbow is the outside portion of your elbow. It's not just flapping. My hands are going down. So if we're in this position, so I'm not just going up with my elbow, I'm not just going down with my hands, I'm doing both. So up and down. While they're in pain, turn it and re-grip and grip tight. So we were here, hit, turn it, so I start to get that twist going, re-grip tight and re-grip. So similar to Get to Destiny, but not. So here, so you see I got a little bit of a compression going on, so I got his elbow already, then I get a little bit of compression here, but when I step back, I'm going to yank his arm. So we're attacking in 3 different ways, breaking, compression, and then shoot back. So as I pull this back, my hands stay connected all the way till it's almost to my left hip. Then I release my right hand, boom, and continue pulling him in, but hit him in the back. So see at this point, his wrist is twisted up, his arm's starting to get twisted. He's not just here, he's here. And we did that for a reason. So now as we step off to the elbow, now the step off is to come up a circle of elbowing. See where his wrist is now? When you turn someone this way, their wrist going here, they bring their head towards you. When you turn it that way, it takes their head away. So I'm taking his wrist and I'm twisting it towards me, which means he brings his head in as I elbow. Okay? So as we're back to the beginning, we strike, twist, re-grab, get a little compression, re-grab, step back, yank it down, back knuckle as I'm pulling. So it's like you're pulling back your bow with your left hand and pushing with your right, boom, and then just come up the circle. So I'm still twisting that as I hit. Alright? Good. And say it one more time with each other. Broken gift. And 1, twist, grab, and 2, and 3. And opposite direction. Easy technique, pretty short. And 1, and 2, and 3. Top 5. Alright, move on. And number 8, needle compulsion. Step your right punch from your right flank. So he's going to step in double parry. Grab, step and pull. Snapping knife edge. And sandwich and push away. Okay? Same direction, one more time. So we step in double parry. Grab, step. And snapping knife edge. And boom, boom. So on, Mr. Lauer, so on backbreaker, so right there for now, on backbreaker, we step in to 130, step to 130, and step to 130. Alright, same thing on this one. So you're doing double parry, which is step to 130, step in and grab, and step back, all to 130. So pulling around, instead of letting them off easy and be here, that's the direction they started in. That last step of ours pulls them. So I'm rotating the opponent, pulling it back for sure, but also rotating them. So, so once we get back to that position, then remember the kick is snapping knife edge and land with your sandwich. But snap it back. Snapping knife edge, sandwich, and then press down. Press down, it goes across their back. So once you pull them back here, that's what it should be the time. You don't worry about, like we're doing on each other, you worry about each other's leg and everything. As soon as you pull them back, wow, smash the face and shove them away. So they go forward on the stomach. So Mr. Lauer is here, and he's punching. I'm going to step off the line. Whoa, so get out of the way as I do, well, let's go this way. As I do a double parry. So we're going boom. Immediately, I roll this up. I don't release. I roll up and grab, step and grab, step back and pull. So I'm all the way. So instead of being here and pulling it back, I'm here. That takes it a little bit further, gets me closer to this leg. When you kick though, I don't care if he kneels or not. I'm going to be hitting him sooner than that anyway. So when I kick and land, boom, it's here. So everything could have worked perfect. But right from there, you just push him away. So when you kick, boom, it's kick, smash hit. Push him away with your form. Okay? That's it. Good. And opposite direction. Alright, good. And number 12, cross of death. Cross of death for a two-hand cross gi choke. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready? And we choke them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Switch the mirrors has a hold. So again, the idea is, if you read the technique, it should read pin and then strike and strike. So I said earlier on a conquering shield where you grab, I said it's not a hit and hit. It's not strike, strike. I said it's under conquering shield. But this one is that technique. So as we come in, I'm striking this way. As I drop down, boom, both my hands. There's a variation of this technique where you literally bring both fists in and just hammer down the high points of their forearm. And then go into other things. But this one, just you hit here and hit there on the forearm, and then going through the face. So again, I'm here. Obviously, it's really here. But when you come in, it's dropping both hands. Because again, if he's choking me, if I get his fingers, his arms together, it takes the choke off my throat. Here he's choking, here he's not. Okay? So when you come in, all the way in, and as soon as you hit, that gives you that room now. From here to take it up. And we're going to assume, as we step off, chopping punch. So you thrust it in, thrust it into his body, so it does that to him. Not this. It's boom, that drives him away. Then bring it straight towards you and then up, still controlling his wrist. If he's still, so we're here. You're in this position, and then you boost. This next move, we're going to assume he's not letting go with this. He's like a bulldog. He could be dead, they're still grabbing on. Hook under here. I want to get access to this. I still just simply turn. I keep my hand here and just turn. Now I have a better shot at this. I don't really care if he's not letting go or not. He doesn't have my flesh, he has my shirt. And we thrust it in. And if he doesn't let go, it doesn't matter. Boom, I still have all this. And I still have this grab. So that, where he's grabbing here, and we did this move, it's the same thing when he's grabbing here, and we do that same move. You still access things now by stepping off, even if he didn't let go. But the idea, when you come around and turn with your hips, same thing if he's here. I come around and turn with my hips. I have all the access to all these targets, and I re-grab. It doesn't really matter if he's still grabbing me or not. But after all those, they probably will have let go by this point. But use the idea of just boom. Same thing in destructive twins. when you're hitting here, and you hit here, even if they're still hanging on, but I come to this position, I still have my access now to go straight through and poke him. It's going to be here, but I'm going to pest his face. He still is somehow clinging on, doesn't matter, I still got my poke in. Same idea, just to get your access, your angle of entry. Okay? All right. And let's see, falling falcon. Straight shoulder grab. So they pin, step in, strike and stomp. Turn and take it down. Re-grab that wrist from underneath, turn and break. Kick to the face. Re-grab and kick once, twice, and 3 times. Good. Same direction, same position. So step in and boom, and turn. And re-grab, boom, kick, and boom, once, twice, and 3 times. Okay? So again, one of the whole ideas of this technique is when they're grabbing, this is a technique that we've worked, or there's a lot of information on this technique, because this technique, the idea is incorporated here, like all techniques, but these can really move into a lot of areas, because now we start talking about throws and trips and things like that. But this one is simply stepping in and stomping, usually just right next to their foot, slightly behind their foot. You don't have to do this. Just get in, next to, slightly behind. You're just here. So when you pivot around. But the idea is you're checking out their height. Normally when we check out someone's height, it's we come down. Checking out their height. Put weight on their feet so they can't move their feet. But also you check out their height by hitting up. So when you get the weight taken off your feet, a lot of the throws in any system, but certainly in judo, in Kenpo, the same principles apply. It's not, principles apply in one arm, not in the other. So as we strike here, we start lifting up. Judo, everything is about taking the weight off their feet so they have no mobility. And then from there, just turn the corner. It's not a big throw. Simply pivot. Take it down. On their way down, you're trying to get your arm under here to re-grab and break the arm. All right, and that's a move to work on. On the way down, catch it. But then again, break jaw. When their foot's still there, re-grab. Don't come here, take your foot off, re-grab. I'm in a good position here. Re-grab, step and put their arm across your shin. All right. From that point, you're going to step through and pop. Right? Exactly. Kick the shin, the shin out of his arm. So kick the arm at the back there with your shin though, and take it on a slight angle this way. So when I retract the kick, I go through and then back to his kidney. So it's hit. So it's arm, kidney, so it's 1, 2, 3. So it's the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot hitting the kidney, take it up, ball of the foot hitting the solar plexus. And then we're out. Okay? Let's see one more time, kind of slow. Stomp in and strike up, and then turn it. Yeah. Break it. Now kick it and leave it there while you re-grip. Now rip it across your shin. Now, arm, kidney, and solar plexus. And now. Okay? Falling cock. Again, like I say, all these techniques we can spend a long time in each one. Easily an hour, easily, on different things that they relate to, and themes, and principles, and concepts. And this one, especially so, like I say, this is a doorway into trips, throws, and some takedowns. Trips and throws. Kenpo, trips and throws. And let's see, glancing wing. Glancing wing is for a left step through uppercut. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Okay? So left uppercut, so it's close range weapon. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So on this one, Mr. Lauer, so he comes in, like Mr. Parker said, this arm isn't as important as this arm. We want to have this fist all the way out to the face. So even if they tag you a little bit because you didn't get it all the way, they're literally walking into this. This is a short range weapon. Uppercut is short range, just like an elbow would be. My punch It's a medium range weapon. I'll reach him. If he's that close to me, I'm definitely as close to him. All right, so as he comes in, let's just drop your elbow almost more down than width-wise. Just drop it in as you shoot out same time. So we're going same time. So from here, boom, yeah, just hit it and shoot this straight out. That'll knock him back immediately. You just check down. So this was the offending arm. We checked it as we punched, checked it as we hammer, check it again as we step off and hit. Now hook it behind. Pull it towards your waist. Originally, I was showing this a little differently. Mr. Park said, no, pull it towards your waist. Boom, hit him once, twice. So we're going once, twice as we turn, and then you're out. Okay? So on the first move, you're here, just shoot in, boom, and shoot in, and then come around, boom. So I'm still in a fully rotated neutral bow, not in a locked out leg yet. And then pull them straight toward you and hit with the fist first. So, bam. Okay? All right, Anthony. One more time. So left uppercut, and 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, good. So just make sure you emphasize this, but straighten out that left arm. Straighten out that left arm so they walk right into it. Ready? All right. Beautiful. Very nice, guys. All right, great. Now let's move on to the next belt, which is the first round techniques. And there's a number of two-man techniques in this. So let's see, the first technique up is the bear in the ram. So we're on a nice diagonal. So nice and smooth. So front right punch and a bear from behind. So nice and slow. First move is block and kick, land with crashing wings. Takes them all the way down. Just does rear crossover, back kick, ball kick, lands. Then ball kick, front crossover, slicing knife edge. Okay? So one more time. So nice and slow still, same position, same everything. And so we're 1, 2, rear cross, takes them down. Now at that point, you may need to adjust your front foot over and rear cross kick without planning on stay. So he did both kicks without planning down in between. And now remember, we're gonna assume the person who's down here is gonna start getting up. He does a snapping ball kick to him, to the head. Boom, front cross stay. Now this next move is not a linear kick, it's a slicing circular knife edge kick. So whatever leg this person has coming forward, doesn't matter. Aim for the knee though, and slicing knife edge. And we're out. Good. And one more time. It's just about half speed all the way through, and go. Boom. He takes him down. Rear cross kicks him away, and hits him, and slice, and they're back in. Alright? So that's a very straightforward technique. The only thing that's somewhat unique, or maybe slightly different, is the footwork at the end. And they did it, so no worries on that one. Alright, and let's go on to parting of the snakes. So a lot of times, people get gathering and parting of the snakes confused. I don't know why. Because one of them brings the opponents together, one of them separates the opponents. So this is parting of the snakes. Parting of the snakes, so you're going to take the opponents who are coming close to you and make them go farther apart. You part the snakes. So the attacks, though, are left hand grab or an encroachment. So if people are looking at this going, oh, but we do it for, doesn't matter what you do it for. Today, it's for a grab from behind, and from the front, it's an overhead looping right punch. So he does one. So he goes to a kneeling stance as he does an outward block that's going to turn into an overhead parry, but it just, don't worry about that. It's an outward block first, rich hand to the groin, and this also pulls this person in. Immediately now, he does his next move, stay. So this move now, he's grabbing here and anchoring down. Elbow strike if this person's close enough, and knee strike if that person's close enough. And this one probably will be, he may not, doesn't matter. Now here's where you start parting the snakes. He punches that one in the face and kicks this one, lands, does a rear cross with back knuckle. Now, because there might be some distance to cover, he does a chicken kick, which chicken kicks are not necessarily suited to give you height, they're suited to give you depth. So he kick, and strike. And then this person, we're going to assume, is going to start coming back in. Maybe, maybe not, but he does a right back kick, then leaps into a back kick with his other foot. So it's a chicken back kick going behind him as well. So one more time. So it's important to watch every little piece of this technique. And so one, so that first move, this hand started as an upward outward block that turned into an overhead parry. See my hand? It started with a block, struck it, but once you strike the weapon, they came in with their arm, you then ride the force. Strike it and ride the force all the way in. Then strike. So he's got 3 points of contact again. The knee strike, the elbow strike, and the grab here. And now he's going to have 2 points of contact. Punch and kick, boom. Lands, chases him down, gives him one more. Goes after him, heel palm, and then goes after him with a back chicken kick. Good. Now walk through it slowly, just sequentially, slowly, and go. Just all the way through, just boom, boom, go after him, kick, kick, and kick, and kick. Very nice. Excellent. All right, let's move on. Okay, an unfurling crane. Unfurling crane. The unfurling crane is unique in that this is more what Mr. Parker would call a boxer's attack. So someone who has some boxing skills, some boxing training, because the jab is not just that it's a linear strike and then a circular strike, but that's one of the first things you learn in boxing. I did boxing many, many years ago before Kenpo. Very first thing they taught was some foot maneuvers, and mainly it was step drag, but they taught just jab and cross. It's the same today, nothing's changed. So it's 1-2. Well, this isn't jab and then straight line, it's jab roundhouse. So it's a little different. We've done a lot of techniques for 2 straight punches or 2 roundhouse punches. Well, this is now a straight and then a roundhouse, so linear and circular. So from a natural position, we drop back 1 with a jab and shuffle into inward outward back knuckle, and then do reining claw basically. Drag up into the groin, and then elbow and claw up and strike. So you furl all the way up and then unfurl. Ready? So watch, he steps back and does a vertical outward block, and then shuffles in, and then, there we go, drag up, strike, and strike. Okay, Mr. Ramirez? So, on this technique, the first jab comes in. So we're just coming here. A vertical outward block, we've talked about this in the previous videos, is just to here. It's not out to here. It's designed for a linear attack, and it just stops here. And it's really more, it's what Mr. Parker said, one of the first reasons he does inward and outward first blocks is because when something comes in, it's either going to be whoa, or whoa. If you don't really know what you're doing yet, that's what you normally do, is like yikes or yikes. So it's just striking with an outward block on this one. But it's linear, bang. On the next strike, it's a roundhouse punch, so he comes to the roundhouse punch. What Mr. Parker said is, I said, well, when he comes into the jab, and I started to say, on the next strike, Mr. Parker, is it a step through? Is it this? Is it that? He says it doesn't really matter. He says, once you do this move, you're going to shoot. If it's coming in here, great. If there's nothing there, it's going to be here anyway. So the point is, don't stay back here and then wait to see what comes in and start taking care of it. Go, and then just shoot in though, but go across and just come into the next move. So the next move is technically inward, outward hammer. So it's outward and then inward, outward here. All right? But don't even worry about it. But don't stay back here. The key is, once we block, don't stay here. You're going to shuffle forward from that move. So it's 1, and then you come in 2. From here, right, for this position, like I say, it wouldn't really matter what he threw. That inward block turns into a hammer fist anyway, and strike. Now just strike back up. And again, don't stay back here, come back in, boom. So I'm coming, we have a lot of techniques where we do this, so where we really rear cross and hit or whatnot, or just, but this is just shuffling up. Wow. This action causes a reaction, his head comes down and feeds into my next action. So as soon as you come here, you're coming right away. As soon as you hit, it's boom, right into the jaw. Then, and when you unfurl, when this comes up to a claw, but this one comes straight out. A lot of folks forget this, they leave that out, or they leave this one out. As soon as you come in, try to get all of them in. Okay? Face 12 o'clock. Key on this technique. Step back 1, immediately shuffle in 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5, 6. Okay? You drop back and shoot in. One more time on each other.
Other answer?
Drop back. No, same.
Yes.
And 1, 2. And then ready claw, and yes. Okay? Remember, linear and then circular. Linear, circular. Very important technique. And moving on, courting the tiger. Courting the tiger. So now, all the two-man techniques you've learned thus far have generally been one-hand grabs, high, low, whatever. This is two-hand grabbing. So each person has a two-hand grab, and this person, you're going to turn your palm up and re-grab. As your rear cross and elbow. 1. Good. One more time. So, over the years, what kind of grab you do here has been over the years. All kinds of, is it this, is it that? Mr. Parker said, nope, turn it, grab it. That's it. So, you turn and grab, but you collapse on him. When someone grabs you, they don't expect you to go towards them. They expect you to go away. So you are going away from this one, but you're going towards that one and collapsing the elbow into their rib. Boom, boom. So you pulled him in and got that elbow in. And once that gets pulled, one of the feet's going to step forward. Usually it's going to be the left, like his did. Slicing knife edge, front cross, knee to the back of one leg and kick out the other leg. And then, next move, yes. Now kicks ribs, solar plexus, and simply the back knuckle, and kick and left. Okay? So they're going to walk through it again. I want to just show something. This is a move that's very unique. Once you did the first move and hit, and then did your slice and knife edge. This next move is interesting. We slice and come. So it's not necessarily a compound strike because it's two separate actions, but you're striking to the back of the leg with one and getting it out of the way so you can attack the other. It's a great move. So you slice it up, and in a perfect world, it takes his foot off the ground here, and then kick out the other one. That's a very unique move. That's comes from an old Chinese kata, and it's kind of move that the roots of Kenpo are in China, come from the Chinese arts. And this is one of those neat little tricky moves, but Ed Parker, it wasn't exactly this, but he changed it to make it a little more applicable to street fighting. So from here, but the fact you're kneeing up and then kicking out and then going across, beautiful move. So as you're doing that technique, a lot of folks over the years that I've done that with, especially if they're not from my dojo, they don't seem to know that's what you're doing. You kick up, knock the leg out of the way, and then kick out their other leg. But it's with your same leg. Then rear cross and finish the technique. One more time through. So there's a lot going on in this technique. According to the tiger. So again, it's a two-hand grab, shoulder and wrist. So 1. Now slice and knife edge. Land, knee, kick, rear cross. Now, the first kick goes to his rib/kidney. And now it's a roundhouse kick with the ball of your foot to a solar plexus. Boom. Lands, stiffly to back elbow. You see he came on a slight angle with that back because you have to use his arms right here. Come around this way, and then he does his kick and lift. Again, a grafted kick that goes down just in case. This is say they got real close, kick out his leg, but you kick and then lift up to any available target. Could be the groin, could be the face. And glancing lance. Glancing lance, the first technique of 6. You can do it for a step through, but it's when you teach this, you first learn it, it's supposed to be for a shuffle. Most folks who are right-handed and they're trying to jab in a knife, they're not going to commit all the way through with this step through, generally speaking. They'll keep one leg back in a fighting stance. So you got to assume, and always assume, they're a little more skilled. They know what they're doing. They put a knife in their hand because they're comfortable with the knife in their hand. So they're probably not going to step all the way through. But nevertheless, they're going to shoot in. So you drop back, strike, grab, break. And kick the groin, stomp, poke the eyes, stomp off. Kick to the front of the knee, and down, in, and out. Good. Opposite direction. So nice and smooth. And a natural stance. We'll go to a natural stance. And 1, and 2, 3, 4. Kick, and land. Boom, boom, boom. So again, on all these moves, so the attack is a high knife thrust, not a low. So what constitutes a high knife thrust? Solar plexus or higher. So here or higher, not here or lower. We come on top more than likely on that or do something else. But it's here or higher. When you've seen me or maybe some others come across this way and strike, say, well, that doesn't make sense because they're right here in front of you. Why would I, come across and, it's not really, why would I come under it first? Well, you're not going to be here anymore. When they're coming this way, I want to be over here. So it's really an outward hand sword. So when you see a written material, see someone say, well, it's an outward hand sword, again, they should be saying that because that's what it is. You're just bringing your hand over here to get in position. So whether you're going to do a double or not, it doesn't really matter. When you first learn it, you're going to come across, step off, and strike. So if I'm facing him, let's face each other directly. So if he's coming straight in, my steps should be over here on an angle, not step straight back. Right. So as I come off and I'm coming this direction, remember, divert, seize, control and disarm. So I diverted, seized, boom, control and disarm. So we're assuming again he has that right foot back. This is a technique we do forever. Let's just get to the part I want to talk about. So from here, keep the control. Don't start going into other things before you kick it. So I'm going to kick and land. I held on, I broke his arm, and I held him there all the way until my foot lands. When my foot lands, that's when I check it down and poke. Not until though. When I leap off to the side now, see I'm in front of him. I was in front, I got off the side, now I'm coming in. I'm going to come over here now. And I want to keep attacking the arm that tried to hurt me. As soon as I poke here, come off to the side. As I stomp off to the side, I'm stomping off so I can kick and break that leg. But as I stomp off to the side, I might as well remember I just came in here. I'm able to hit his elbow and hit his shoulder. So as soon as I hit that, then I come back in. I'm still checking that arm. I hit here, here, here. So as soon as I kick, so I'm coming this way and then dropping it down. I'm striking, dropping it down. So I kick, strike, and drop it. So I'm coming here. Why? I claw and I'm checking. But I need to take this hand off. As I do, I drop that in. Now I can take it off. Now I've got to check. So I'm 1, 2, 3, checking. Force. Say, well, how's he still on his feet? The idea is this is done in quick sequence. Also, switch your feet. If you kick to the back of someone's knee, it tends to bend and go down. If you go to the front of it, remember I'm kicking to the front or lateral. So once I've come here, I come off the side, pop, I'm kicking, yeah, that's what it does. It may hyperextend it or break it, but he's not collapsing just yet. Boom, then drop that thing in. Remember, so as I do this, boom, coming in with this heel palm claw, get in here just to feel it. Boom, and right from there, drop it in. As soon as you come here, drop that thing in, shoot this up. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Okay? All right, good. Lance and Lance. And all right, great. So let's get into the black belt material now. And again, like all these techniques, we could spend 45 minutes to an hour on almost any technique in the system. These techniques though, especially the samplings we have from black belt right now, there's so much in each technique. So I'm just going to highlight some of the things and we'll talk about others later on. But we'll highlight some of the moves in these techniques. So let's see, the last two-man technique for today, I believe, is the ram and the eagle. The ram and the eagle. So step through punch, right punch from the front. And one more time, one more time, one more time. So the ram and the eagle.
Oh, I was
yeah, so, and from behind, it's either an encroachment or they're grabbing the left shoulder. So slowly, he steps back and breaks the arm, and now steps through like flashing mace. And now blocks and kicks. Does 5 swords. Now push it into a twist stance. Comes out of the twist stance with a kick. And a kick. And he's out. One more time, nice and slow, nice and slow. So again, there's a lot of material in this one. And so it breaks the arm and strikes in the face. Steps through, flashing mace. Block, kick, 5 swords. Push down, and then out, and kick. Okay? Good. And thank you. And stop. So, we're mainly on this one. So 1 second, Anthony. So on this one, even when we teach this, we're doing the back knuckle. So it's really block back knuckle bone here. But almost from the minute we teach that, and Mr. Parker did that just because he wanted to make sure you're just focusing on hitting this guy in the face. So you're focusing on this and on this. He didn't want you to already start thinking about the break here. But there is a break there. So, you know, if you're learning this technique, that means you're first round, that means you've been in the system, 6, 7, 8 years, 20 years, 25 years. If you're learning it all correctly and you're diligent, so you've been around a long time. So you should be able to come in and just pop it and then continue through a strike. All right? When you do this next move, though, it's the same thing as flashing mace. So it's not a big deal. We come in and hit. This move is important, though. When you hit here, remember, there's hit at the same time. I'm still doing my double check. As soon as I hit here, it's double check in. Although you hit it once, I'm going to tap it again. But as I do that, I'm going to go to my forward bow. So I'm coming here, and instead of going around here to hit him, I'm going to go double tap and hit forward bow. So this forward bow, most of the time in our system, when you're dropping back and doing inward block, you have your right foot in front, doing right inward block. Now we're doing this. I remember saying to Mr. Parker, I don't know, Mr. Parker, I don't see quite as much power in that one as I do in this one. He says, irrelevant. And so he had me punch him here, whoom, just hit that forward bow. So you lock out that leg and whoom, it's like, yes, it works fine. Now it's one of my favorite moves is a double lock and strike. And then you just do your regular 5 swords. Remember, you already blocked, so kick and then strike straight in. And of course, hand and hit. But this move, on your twist stance. If I'm in a twist stance, I twist, and then you come out of it and do whatever you want. You can step out, you can kick out, whatever. But going into the twist stance has 2 stages. Rotate in, and then rotate back out, like you're going to do another punch or a kick. So on this move from here, rotate into it as I'm going to face this person, and rotate your wrist down this way. So I'm pushing them away. If you just stood there and pushed away, you have a certain amount of power. When you rotate into it and rotate that heel palm, even if it's here, you tend to shoot them into it and then come out to your next move. So you rotate in and then rotate out with your kick. Okay? Let's see the whole technique one more time. Slowly. So breaks the arm, hits the guy behind, and slashes through, shoulder check, forward bow, and then kicks. 5 swords, then rotates in, rotates out with the kick, and then back. Okay? So hit some of those high points so as you work through this, just the things that I highlighted. And prance of the tiger. Prance of the tiger is for a step through right uppercut punch. So is raining claw, step through right uppercut punch. But this one's from your right flank. So face this way, gentlemen. So Anthony's here facing 12. And so on prance of the tiger, remember, it's a right uppercut punch, which means they're close, but it's from your flank. So 1, and then hammer, thrust sweep kick, then plant down, back knuckle knife edge. Now sweep out their leg, land with the 2-finger eye slice, unwind, kick out the leg, come around, hammer and knee, and you're out. Okay? So if I'm in this position, Mr. Ramirez is here. So the idea is they punch, and you just step out of the way. So just like if I was facing him and he punched, I would either go back, or I would step out of the way this way. So you evade it. So it's coming from my side. So instead of getting hit here, I'm just stomping back to here. So I move target, me. Even if you didn't have this hook, as he comes in, boom, I'm just hitting with my close hand. So again, it's close attack. He's this close to me. He can even have his right foot forward already. Just punch into the rib. They're close. Just step back, and not to a big stance. They'll be too far away for some things. Just drop back and boom. So if it's real close, I'm doing what's called an ascending forearm. I'm an ascent. My forearm is ascending. If he's really close, I'm hitting him with this. If he's not quite as close, I'm going to be hitting him with this. And if it works, boom, I'm going all the way here. Or all three. 1, 2, 3 as we come up. But ascend that forearm, so as you come this way, remember I'm moving target, knee. I'm moving weapon by coming around here. And then when you're doing both, just come straight up. So this is still hooking under. Now from here, hammer. See how I'm underneath? I hammer, and just as I clear it through to try to injure so I can't use it anymore, take this muscle and hammer through. Now you're in this position. Now I got a universal check against that arm. Although you injured it, now I keep it up here. In the kata, we do these kicks differently. But in the technique, just kick. I'm coming this way to kick it. Not necessarily sweeping up, but I'm sweeping in. As I sweep in, you're still just in this position. So I hammer, kick. But now, plant down wherever you need to, grab a hold. Once you grab, you're doing this. Pulling it, kicking the knee, and back with it. So that's 3 points of contact. Instead of doing this and just covering out, you're doing this and kicking out, and as I land, rotate with that slice. Okay? One more time, gentlemen. In the beginning of this technique, remember, move weapon, move target. I see a lot of people do this technique, and they stay in place. They basically stay right here. No, drop back. Drop back to your cat stance, boom, as you come up. Drop back. And one. Hammer, all by itself. Destroy that arm. That was the offending arm. Hurt that arm. And now, kick, grab the wrist, back knuckle, kick, sweep, slice, spin, take it out, come around, sandwich, and you're out. Okay, prance the tiger. Move weapon, move target. And let's move forward. And circling the storm, circling the storm. So right club attack. So Keith and Anthony's going to step in. Shalauer's going to step in, do an outward hooking, parry, and block. So now, we block in and slightly up to give us an avenue of attack, open up the targets of the right ribs, step through, elbow through the ribs, spin it, elbow back. Pop, kick, and then land, whip it around, and then sweep, and hands come up, and step back, knee, lift up, come around and strike. I know, there's a lot to this one, One more time. Do the first two moves. So watch. He steps in, blocks, and right there. So the outward parry was to the club, and the block was to the arm. Now all it does is step through with the inward elbow, outward elbow. Boom. Okay? All right, good. Ms. Lavin, is that it? Thank you, sir. So as soon as you came and did that outward elbow, you're again checking, so it's a double strike. On this next move, you're going to hop to a one-legged stance, a crane stance. So I just came, but again, I'm hitting, checking. As I leap up, boom, to here, I'm going to whack, hit him in the face. So as I come around, boom, hit him with the heel palm claw this way. So as soon as you did this move, I want to leap back to about this position. I don't want to stay way up here. As soon as I'm here, I'm going to hit. Now, if this was his face, I'm coming around and bop, hit him here, just like I did there. And as I do that, now this leg is cocked up to kick that leg. As soon as I come up, hit, kick. As I land, I come underneath. It's this. So I kicked and landed this way. Pop. And as soon as I do that, hit, come around, bop, hit him again. Anchor. Pushing, pulling. Sweep out this foot now. So I already kicked out his left, his back leg. So once I come to here and I anchor, you sweep that out, and as you land, just hit right again. Right? Shoot it down. At this point, my right hand's pushing down on his left kidney. My left hand shot up and hooked. So my hands are in this position. Hooking, anchoring, pressing. You're in this position. Drop straight back as I push with my right, pull with my left, boom, hit a knee strike to the spine. You're there. Come back, hit, lift. Stay, stay, stay. So stay, up, actually stay. So once you're here, drop back, lift, strike. So from here, drop back, lift, strike. Now, see that exposed jaw? I'm going to come around and punch it this way. Boom, here. As you come around, hook, and then you go this. Then you're down to the ground. Okay? So let's step through it again. And so, step in, parry and block, step through elbow, spin elbow, leave and hit, kick out the back leg, hook to the groin now. Now come right back to the face. Hook in, hold it, sweep, hit again. Now switch your hands again. Step back left, knee right, stiff left, and boom. Good. Like that. Alright. Ready? Let's move on. And piercing lance. So again, especially on the knife attacks, is it a linear attack, circular attack? If it's a stabbing attack, is it low or high? Again, this is piercing. So this one now is going to be for a low. So it's solar plexus or lower. So we're not going to come underneath to the side, we're going to come over. So from a left neutral bow, Mr. Ramirez is going to get off the line as he does the first move. And one. Yeah, so that's a outward hooking parry and a heel palm in a horizontal position to the elbow. He's going to slide his left arm in and take his right foot, go all the way through, boom. Re-grab the wrist and step and pull. Strike an outward wrist strike. Take him all the way down, break the arm. Grab the wrist, step in, kneel, re-grab, break again, come back, and kick. And we're out. Okay? So, there's a lot going on there. I want to get to the part on the ground because that's where a lot of people are confused. So, when we're in this position, we come this way. So remember, it's a hook and a heel palm this way. But the minute you do this, one of the things you have to caution you have to have against the knife is not just coming in, but the fact they're going to come back out and do it again. So I don't want him to be able to retract his weapon. That's one of the ideas. So when we're coming here, immediately, I'm not going to do the footwork or anything, just shoot this in and grab it. So if we had this, so you can see it better if I was here, I would shoot this in and grab it this way. We're going to go around the backside of it. The idea is, he's coming in, probably going to want to try to retract it, but I'm going to grab, shoot this all the way here. That's where you start getting locks and things, where they can't retract it. But we're going to do something different anyhow. Okay? So once they come here, boom. So we're trying to get here, and on that move, it may not go, they may not. It doesn't matter. I'm going to come through and grab that wrist, and I get my elbow to the inside. When you come through and strike, you're trying to break their arm against your back, and hit them with an elbow. If you can hit their leg too, great. Don't worry so much about it. It's mainly you're trying to break this arm across your back as through an elbow. Here's key though. I just came here. See my palm is up? Grab, palm down. Palm is up. Naturally, that's how I already had it. As I hit, I come and grab, palm down. So I have two grabs on his wrist. One palm up, one down. I'm going to step, which starts yanking him with me. I set the pressure on his arm, but I step to get him off balance. And now, so as we do this, I then come back, boom, and I hit with an outer wrist strike. Not a hand sword. An outer wrist strike that then hooks around his neck. I'm going to bring it straight down and break his arm on my knee. So right here, just like killing the break. From there, before I let him down, so we're going to assume he's supporting himself right now, but all his weight was right here. I then re-grab with two hands. I let him go to the ground as I come in and kneel. Don't worry about, if he still has a knife, try to stab him with it, blah, blah, blah. The knife's probably gone by now, but even if it's not, turn the wrist. Re-grab, twist, pull it up. So I'm going to pull this up this way. As I turn his wrist here and pull it up, I'm going to push down on his elbow. So you see you got the knee here, twisting the wrist here, push down the elbow, boom. Before I release my left hand or my right knee, shoot your right hand back in. He's still in pain here, but mainly here. He's in pain right here. I come in, I start turning it, see my knee's still on him. I'm coming to the back of his elbow, now I turn and break. From a neutral bow, passing through a horse to neutral to a forward bow. When I drop to my forward bow, that's when this heel palm shoots right through his elbow. Bang, that way. Then come up, kick, break jaw, and dislocate arm. Okay? Work on those inserts down there. Watch all those little manipulations. And let's do it one more time. Ready? And 1, he off angles. 2, he reaches in and spins. Now before he steps, on 3, he re-grabs. And he steps out of wrist strike. Take him down, break the arm across the leg. Re-grab the wrist. Shuffle in. Now his knees on his ribs. He grabs left, re-grabs right, pushes down, breaks, comes in under with the right, and kicks. Beautiful. All right, and the last one for today, twisted rod. Twisted rod is a gun technique. Again, on the gun techniques, much like the knives, Mr. Parker has you depending on inside, outside, under, on top, one hand, two hands, a lot of different things. Then there's a lot of gun techniques that we have added into the system over the years. But this is one of the primary gun techniques of Ed Parker. So twisted rod, this is when you come to the outside of the gun. So he'll step in, divert, seize, step through, take him down. Once he hits the ground, he's going to do a kick, but it's a compound strike. So ball kick to the ribs and a heel kick to the ribs, stomp, and then kneel across the throat. Very important, you're kneeling across the throat, not just to injure them, to physically pin them to the ground. And you also got their wrist still in the manipulation off to the side, which I'll highlight in a minute. And now take the gun out, rip through the face, back through the face and the arm, cock it up, stomp, and go. Okay? So Mr. Ramirez, once you got the gun. So from this position, again, divert and seize. So divert and seize. But I also want to step in. Not stepping away, so I'm going to step in and turn as I divert and seize. Instead of grabbing the gun this way and twisting, which is the way I've seen others, not necessarily Kenpo guys, do it, Mr. Parker said, no, that's fine. We do a lot where we already know that. But he says when you're slippery, there's a lot happening, do it this way. He said divert and seize. And control and disarm are the next two words. So I want to start to twist, but I'm going to strike here with my wrist. The reason being, if you're here and you slip off, you lose that completely. When you do this fast and hard, it happens a lot. You start getting this way. When you have this, and you start slipping, you have this whole surface to work with. So if I'm trying to get here and I slip a little bit, I still got him here. The other reason he has you do that way, because you're here, now when you start to turn, pop, hit him, hammer fist. As soon as you come here, you just pop, hammer fist him away. But really this is here, divert, seize, boom, start going this way. So as I do that though, I'm twisting my left wrist and rolling, pushing. So I'm pulling down with my left and pushing with my right. It seems like a simple action, and it is, but make sure you're doing it. So divert and seize. Divert, seize, control, disarm. So divert, seize, step in, control. Now, much like Falling Falcon, just step in next to and slightly behind their leg. And this is already here, so he's already starting to go down. But when you get this happening, I don't want him to step with this foot at all. He shouldn't, because I already have weight on it. But if you want to get your foot there, just in case, and then take him around it. The minute he comes down, again, we're kicking to the wrist, but it's 1-2. It's ball kick, heel kick, bump, and then stomp. Pin. So this part's really important. Take the gun out. Crack him across the face. Hit back to the face. Here comes another compound strike. So I knocked him away. As I take one more swing, I hit to the face and just under the arm to the elbow there. See that? It's just below his elbow. But I'm not going to hit it straight. I'm going to deviate my direction, bop, and knock it off to the side. Leap off and stomp. So it's not a kick. You're not just kicking. You're stomping. Why? You want to crush that arm. That's the offending arm, and I've been hurting it the whole time. Crushed it at the end, so we can't use it again. Okay? Search your gun. Good. And Mr. Lauer, you do it one more time on him. So he steps in, divert and seize, steps through, takes it down. Kick, kick, stomp, and pin. Right there, another insert,
He's still got him twisted up real good. He also could have this elbow across his shin. He adjusts a little bit. He's kneeling here and got his elbow across his shin there. It's a beautiful move. Then he takes the gun out, face elbow, leaps off and stomps, and then out. Do it like that. All right, you guys. So work on those things. Next week we'll be back with some more material. And keep in mind, when we're doing these techniques, I'm giving you certain insights that have been shared by Mr. Parker to me. I share them with my students. I've shared some with you guys. Again, it's not all the things you do in the techniques, but it's a good assortment of different highlights, things that I like to emphasize because he emphasized them. Work on that. Together? Of course, buddy.